this afternoon, and thought we'd try to make a few contacts. Looks like there's some activity on the band, so we thought we'd find ourselves an open spot. Call CQ. Appreciate you coming back to the call there. Go ahead.
Roger, thank you. What was your location?
We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, right along the I-70 corridor. If I told you the town, you'd probably scratch your head and say, "What did he say?" So it's probably just easier to tell you that we're in the Kansas City metro there. Go ahead.
Roger that. I'm in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. We're halfway between New Orleans and Gulfport. Over.
Oh, yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, my logger's got your grid square pulled up there. That's why we started to rotate the beam there before you had a chance to tell us where. I think the logger works pretty good if it gets the right information. So if we put in the wrong call, we get the wrong information, but I think we got it that time. So, yeah, again, we wanted to get out here this afternoon so we can make a few contacts. So we also do a live stream on I have a YouTube channel, and we've actually got our live stream up as well. So we'll see if we can get some contact with some operators this afternoon, and they have a chance later on to go back and listen to the QSO there. Roger?
Roger, that sounds great. I appreciate the contact. 73 is to know that, and good luck with making some more contacts. This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Foxtrot Lima. Heading by.
Hey, thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate it, and hope you have a good what's left of the Thursday and Friday and the weekend coming up. We try to be out here as much as we can, so if you happen to hear us again, please give us a call. Love to have a chance to have a quick chat with you again. Enjoyed it here today. Good signal, by the way. I didn't give you the report, but about 5 and 9 on the signal once we brought the beam around. So, again, I appreciate you taking the time there to give us a call, and we'll certainly look for you again. Hope you and yours are safe and well and continue to be so. You take care, and we'll say 7-3s. Whiskey Alpha 5, Foxtrot Lima. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. You take care, my friend. 7-3s. Okay, QRZ. Any other stations, please? Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Kilowatt 2 Tango Charlie Mike.
Kilo 2 Tango Charlie Mike. Is that correct?
Roger. The name is Tom Tango Oscar Mary in Marco Island, Florida.
Oh, okay, Tom. Well, thanks again for calling. First-time caller, apparently. I don't see a copy in the log. Let me bring the beam up just a little bit. We were down toward Louisiana. We'll bring it around a little bit. Hopefully it'll help a little bit, but it is pretty wide in the front. Again, the name here is Randy, and the QTH. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri there. Go ahead. Yeah, well, you're 5, and 6. Again, you just don't know what's going to happen until you call CQ, but we've got it dialed just about as close as we can in your direction, so I guess we're going to get what we get this afternoon there. Go ahead. Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wish the conditions were a little better, but, you know, that can always change in a couple of minutes. You never know. But, again, we do appreciate you taking the time. So enjoy your great weather and have a good what's left of the Thursday. Kilo 2 Tango Charlie Mike, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3s, Tom.
73, ciao.
All right, 7-3s. QRZ, any other stations, please?
November 5, Papa Sierra Tango. Good afternoon, Randy Wendell in Louisiana.
All right. Hey, another one in Louisiana. Wendell, good afternoon. November 5, Papa Sierra Tango. Just make sure I get it in log correctly. Yeah, I appreciate it. Good signal. I think we don't really need to move the beam around too much. You guys have been sounding pretty good down that direction, so I guess we've got some good propagation today here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess we all shop at the same Don store. But yeah, doing a great job, man. You when you did swing south this way a while ago, you were 20 over, but nothing to shake a stick at. You still 10 to 15 over. So doing a great job. Beautiful audio out of the station this afternoon. What a glorious day here in Southwest Louisiana. 70 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. And matter of fact, just was on the side by side killing weeds around the property. My first opportunity to do that. we've had a wet, kind of a chilly winter. I mean, I'm sure nothing like you guys get up in Kansas City, but nice area as well. Had some family up around the Nixa area. And have been up there quite a few times. They own a concrete company in Kansas City, so we get up there every few years or so. But yeah, sounding good this afternoon, Randy. K0RWB, N5 PST returning.
Well, how about 20 over yourself? We did bring it around just a little bit more to try to get the biggest lobe in your direction. And yeah, no problem hearing you. Yeah, appreciate the flowers there. You know, it is what it is. This is about as close as our voice is in person, you know, good or bad or indifferent, but, hey, you know, it's all good. Not a whole lot to work with anyway, only 3 KC, but, yeah, it's nice to see that we got a little bit of band conditions, and we had a little bit of time here this afternoon. We've had some snow to come in last night, a little bit off and on today, and I think we're expecting a little bit more this evening, so really a great way to spend time and just play radio, which is what we all like to do anyway there, Roger.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's all about. You know, when you get all your rat killing done, then you can get out on the shack and enjoy yourself. Yeah, the bands have been a little squirrely the last few days. Worked quite a few stations on 10 yesterday, which was enjoyable. It was quiet, and Azores Island, and, of course, South America, which we can do that every day. But some good operators and some good signals that came from both directions. Had a big pile up on the Azores guy, and so didn't keep him long. But listen, I won't hold you. I know you're out to make some contacts this afternoon. Looking at the QRZ page with the hex beam. And what model is that before we go, Randy?
Yeah, this one came from Pensacola, Roger Rockwell, NA4RR. It had an anniversary in January, 10 years. And, of course, we bring it down once a year. It's on a tilt-over base, just for periodic inspection to make sure everything is where it should be. And not had any issues with it whatsoever. And I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. The poor man's beam, as I say. Again, it's pretty wide in the front, but you can certainly tell a difference when you swing things around. You know, the side rejection is pretty good. Front to back is okay. But, you know, where I'm centrally located, U.S., I'm either pointed left or right anyway. So if somebody calls out of Nevada or New Mexico, if I'm pointing on the East Coast, I can generally hear them. And then when you swing around, you know, they usually come up 2 or sometimes 3 S units. That's kind of what you're looking for. But, yeah, it does really a good job. And like I said, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I did go to the website just currently, maybe a week or so ago, to see how pricing was. And it's still pretty reasonable. I think it was $660 shipped to the door. I think I paid a little over $500 10 years ago. So again, it's a really really great beam. You know, for a beam that's 6 through 20 for under $1,000, and it's resonant on all bands. It's pretty hard to pass up. But by the way, it sounds really good in my receive, your audio as well. And the reason I mention that, we're doing our live stream on here on YouTube. Man, you should go back and listen to this on our QSO. You've got some terrific audio and the signal to go with it there, Roger.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll have to check that out, Randy. Yeah, you know, the hex beam is a phenomenal antenna for the money, and you know, there's so many of them out there. And I've read a little bit about was it NA4RR, and there's another one. I've been trying to convince my brother-in-law. He's got a camp up on Toledo Bend Lake, which is about a 90-mile lake separating Texas and Louisiana. And he's been wanting to put an antenna up, and he's been stringing wires in the trees and everything. It's like, you know, you could put up a freestanding 30-foot tower and put this hex beam on top, have some direction, have some, you know, phenomenal forward gain as far as, you know, it just really exaggerates the signal report for sure. But so that's what I'm trying to convince him to do, and I think I'm the one that needs to go dig the hole, pour the concrete, and set the tower and put everything up for him. Then he'll be a happy camper. And I don't mind. You know, we sit on the porch and play a little DX from the porch and watch the sun go down over the beautiful lake. So that's kind of been the direction, you know, I was leaning him towards. And I told him, I said, and honestly, you really don't have to have a rotator. that low, you can just bring your mast pipe all the way down and turn it by hand if you want. You're going to work mostly northeast anyway to jump across the pond. But Randy, you sounded good this afternoon. Station sounds beautiful. Like I said, you've got fidelity in your audio without a doubt. Have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy your time in the shack. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to tune around and see what's happening and do a little band hopping and just kind of play out 20 for a while. But good to talk to you. Have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, and we'll do it again sometime. K0RWB, very good afternoon from N5 PST in Louisiana.
Well, the pleasure's all mine, Wendell. Thanks so much. And, yeah, if you're on my page, we have a link at the top up there. It'll take you right to the channel. And all of my videos are dated, so you'll see the one with today's date on it. And, probably about 8 minutes in is about where you and I started. I don't do timestamps on the stream. You could kind of fast forward, but the old adage, armchair copy, that's about what it is. I mean, there's no QSB, QRM, anything like that, which is really nice. And you get those kind of signals, between it, makes it a lot of fun. It makes it for a really good copy. So, yeah, feel free to come by anytime. We do a little bit of this in the afternoon, most of the times in the evenings on 40 meters. If most cases, if we're on the air, we're probably running the live stream as well. Not every time, but pretty close. But if you get an opportunity, give a look and a listen, see what you think. I think you'd really enjoy how good the audio is, especially in my receive. So you be the judge, though. Hey, feel free to come back anytime. Really enjoyed it. Nice to hear Lafayette, Louisiana. Guess what? Another place we don't get into very often. So I look forward to the next one as well. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and have a great weekend coming up as well. November 5, Papa Sierra Tango down in Lafayette, Louisiana. Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Randy. Enjoyed it.
All right, 7-3s. QRZ, how many other stations, please? Come with your call.
Whiskey Germany 3 United.
Ooh, I know that one. Whiskey Germany 3 United. Well, there's another big signal. Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Randy. I was just thumbing through the band, actually, with my little QRP rig and playing around with, and then heard you in there and decided to flip over and get back on the beam. I was on the Alpha Delta dipole playing around, but you're a solid 5 and 9, 15 over. Doesn't matter on the dipole or the beam. You're doing fine. The beam is nested at the moment. It's down about 20 feet off the ground, so I would suspect my takeoff angle is quite high, only 20 feet off the ground. But anyway, good to hear you in there, Randy. I was just thumbing through the band and wanted to say hello.
Well, I'm glad you did. Nice to hear you again. And yeah, you're a good solid 10 over. So again, we've got some good propagation. It's funny. I tell people all the time, you just don't know until you call CQ. You could be talking to yourself for the next 10 minutes. Or you could have a pileup. You don't know, and if we'll take any of it. I mean, one contact has made my day, and this is 3 or 4 in a row. So yeah, it's nice to see that we've got some conditions. We've had some snow going on now for about 24 hours, and it's supposed to quit tomorrow. So it's a good day to be in the shack and just kind of let everything happen. And anytime you can get in front of the microphone, at least in my world, it's a lot of more fun. So so we try to do. I'm looking at the contacts. I didn't think it had been that long, but it was December of 2020 on 15 meters. It's interesting, but nice to have you on a new band as well there, Roger.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, it has been a while, but it's hard to mistake the audio. And as soon as I heard the audio, I knew it was you. And then, of course, I looked you up on QRZ, and then it reminded me, oh, yeah, that's right, you do the live streaming. And I think you and I had a discussion about farming last time we had talked, if I remember correctly. But yeah, you can keep the snow. We don't need or want any more of that here. We had one big snowstorm here, about 16 inches from a nor'easter, and that was enough. We saw enough white stuff. Now I'm ready for springtime. And we had some 70-degree days here a few days ago, and then we had a cold front come through and cool us back down. It's in the mid-40s currently with overcast skies, but this time of year the wind shifts, comes off the ocean. We're only about 6 miles from the ocean, and it could be about 20 degrees warmer inland than it is here. So who knows, they might be in the mid-50s or even 60s, just about 20 miles inland. But anyway, I'm not going to tie it up. Good to hear you in there, and I just wanted to say hello and thanks for picking me up. With that, Randy, we'll catch you later on, and hope it warms up out there quickly for you all, and you can get into springtime. K0RWB, WG3U.
Well, my pleasure. Nice to hear you again. Yeah, it's amazing how time flies in radio. You wouldn't have thought it'd be that long, but you look at the log and you're like, holy mackerel, has that really been that long? But I will say, in most occasions, when you make that contact after that time frame, you generally just kind of pick things right where you left off, of course. And yeah, it's amazing what little things kind of trigger memory. Oh yeah, I remember such and such. I appreciate it. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing about people recognizing my voice. you can never tell. This time of year, I'm sure you have it too. We call it yo-yo weather. You know, it's up and down. Wednesday last week was 87, 73 or 4 on Tuesday. We set a record last Wednesday, and here we got snow on the ground. But I will probably guess this will be the last one. We'll start getting some rain from this point. It's supposed to be about 60 on Sunday. So what's here will be melted. Of course, the streets and the driveways are wet, so we're not really accumulating anything other than the grass and those areas. And that's okay. The farmers can use the moisture. So. But, yeah, again, nice to have a chance to catch up with you, and hope you and yours are safe and well, continue to be so. And hopefully it won't take us as long for another contact. So I do appreciate you calling this afternoon, and all the flowers you sent, I'll just give them right back to you. So always nice to hear a nice station on the air. You take care, and again, thanks again for calling. Whiskey Golf 3 uniform, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again.
Yep, thank you, Randy. 7-3, and enjoy your time in the shack. This is WG3U.
All right, take care. QRZ, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Any other stations, please?
Whiskey Echo 4, Radio Tango Bravo.
The station ending in Bravo. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite get it all. Would you try it again, please?
Whiskey Echo 4, Radio Bravo. Kilowatt Bravo.
Whiskey Echo 4, Radio Bravo. Richard, is that correct?
The name is
that is correct, Randy. I could easily have had your call sign. RWB, I like it.
Well, I appreciate that. I didn't anticipate this. You never know in the afternoons if there's any stations out there or not. I mean, I know that you can hear stuff in the distance, but not really sure if we're going to be able to make contact with any of them. So we've got a little snow going on right now. Good time to be in the shack, so we thought we'd call CQ, Richard, and kind of go that way. Hopefully I didn't misspeak there. I don't know if you go by Richard or another name, but that's what's showing up on the page, of course. So we'll start with that. You can correct me if we need to. But, yeah, nice signal. Nice to hear you out of Marietta. First contact into Georgia today. And, again, we're just east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri there. Go ahead.
Yes, Randy. I was just really surprised at the footprint that your antenna has, because I got a really, really strong signal here. Yes, we too are anticipating snow in the next probably 24, 48 hours here into Marietta. I just got done mowing my lawn, and I was telling my wife all these beautiful pear trees that are all blooming, and well, I think they'll probably all go away after this. Hopefully, we're supposed to go down into 28 degrees, so I don't know. I'm not looking forward to the cold weather because it was beginning to really look green here in our area. I do have a 5-element old Mosley antenna pointed in your direction. It is a tri-bander. It's up about 40 feet, and I'm pushing out of my old amplifier here probably about 400 watts. Nothing like having great equipment. My radio is an ICOM 756 Pro.
Well, I tell you, it's doing well. You were 20 over that whole entire time. We've had a few of those already. So again, I guess propagation's really good. And we had back-to-back contacts into Louisiana. Quite unusual for us. It was certainly really nice to hear, and both had good signals. First one we had today was a little bit kind of in the noise. I'm hoping it was only momentarily. You never know how the band is going to be. But, yeah, I find business on the equipment, doing a nice job for you. And, again, I think anytime you can be heard, the stuff's working. We like to let the antennas do the heavy lifting, so to speak, and let the support equipment kind of do its thing as well. And I think we've got everything kind of dialed in the way it should. We've been able to, if we hear you, we can generally get back to you, which is kind of nice. And hopefully it'll continue to be that way. But yeah, it's really an interesting afternoon, the way the band has been and the number of signals that are coming into my receive here. So I hope it'll continue to be that way this afternoon. Yeah, sorry to hear, you have some snow coming in. Pretty tough this time of year when the blooms are coming in and so forth, and you have those cold fronts. I know you're a little bit in the northern part of Georgia, per se. We spent about 3.5 years in Valdosta, which is down by the Florida border. And, you got below 40 and people were really starting to worry, but I can understand it being a little cold there. So hopefully this is our last snow of the year, and we'll start having some rainstorms, which would be okay, and kind of get rid of some of the winter clothes. It'd be kind of fun as well there. Go ahead.
Yeah, it'll be quite interesting here in the next 48 hours to see exactly how it is. I know that some of that cold front actually in Iowa, I think, created such a havoc weather there, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Years ago, Marietta was considered one of the highest tornado areas there for a while, but I'm glad that it's no longer. I don't know what happened to our storm areas, but it went away. If you're familiar with this area, we're right beside the Kennesaw Mountain, and Kennesaw Mountain was the last stronghold for the South before the North went through and took Atlanta. So the interesting thing, though, Sherman didn't mess with Marietta. He had an old girlfriend here that he left the city alone. So we still have quite a few of antebellum homes here. But, as far as the rest of that from Marietta going down, there's not quite as many as we have here. But our area is absolutely beautiful. You got a 10+ signal, K0RWB. I like the call sign, W4RB.
Well, I appreciate it very much. And, yeah, we've kind of done a couple of trips up in that general direction when we lived a little bit south of you there. And it is beautiful country, and we've got the logger gives you the grid square. So we've got the grid square pulled up and got a good idea where you're sitting, of course. And again, we generally do pretty good along the eastern seaboard. We had a Florida station that came in. It was a little iffy, of course, and I think it'll probably come back around. But we never really have an issue getting into Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina as well, and which is always nice. Well, anytime you make a contact, to me, it doesn't matter where it is. It's just a free phone call. You don't know who's on the other end. That's what I look at it. So, but yeah, it was nice to hear you this afternoon. I don't see a contact in the log. So thank you so much for that one here on 20. In case you didn't hear it last time around, we're actually live on my YouTube channel. We're live streaming right now. And gosh, you got such a great signal audio. You got to go back and listen to our QSO, see what you think yourself. And if you're interested, you can go to YouTube. My channel is my call sign, and all my videos are dated because it'll have the date on it today. And probably about 20 minutes in, if you wanted to fast forward to that point, if you want to give a look and a listen. We do have our radio display up on the channel, so you can actually see your own signal report. We do have our oscilloscope up. You can see your audio wave pattern. You can look and see how that fluctuates with you during your QSO. We're having fun doing it. I hope other people enjoy it as well. So, like I said, you get a chance, give it a look and listen. And if not, no problem. I enjoyed having a nice chat with you this afternoon. I know there's a few others out there we would like to get to with a little bit of time we've got this afternoon. But hopefully you'll come back again and you hear us out there. And always nice to get into the Atlanta area. I know you're a little bit north of there, but it's such a big metro area. We kind of throw it all in one pot there, so to speak. But feel free to come back anytime you hear us. We look forward to the next one as well. Again, I hope you and yours are doing well and continue to be that way. Enjoy your Thursday afternoon, and we'll look for you again. Whiskey Echo 3, Radio Bravo. Here, you'll love this part. Kilowatt 0, red, white, and blue in Kansas City, 7-3.
Yeah, Roger. Well, as soon as you said red, white, and blue, it made me think of a six-pack of beer I could buy for $1 back in the late 60s, maybe early 70s. Who knows? Thanks so much for coming back to me. Yeah, beautiful signal. And I really enjoyed the conversation. And I'll tell the grandkids to pull it up and maybe they can hear their old peepaw on the radio. Appreciate you coming back to me and enjoy the afternoon yourself. K0, red, white, and blue, Whiskey Echo 4, Radio Baker.
All right, my friend. Nice to talk with you as well. Yeah, usually the kids and grandkids get a trip out of it, getting to hear Peepaw on the air. We've had that happen a couple of times. So, yeah, again, enjoy the rest of the afternoon. You take care of Say 73s. We're going to check real quick. You see if Brando's out there, out in Pennsylvania. Whiskey 3 Tango Kilo Bravo. See if we can get a hold of him if the conditions are in place. The Whiskey 3 Tango Kilo Bravo. Brando, are you there?
Roger. I'm here, Randy. I've got you good solid 10 over 9 out here in Pennsylvania this morning, or this afternoon. How you doing today?
Oh, we're doing pretty well. Hey, thanks for the heads up. You kind of know how that works now, don't you?
Yeah, I was doing some POTA hunting and scrolling up and down the band, and then I heard this nice strong signal coming over, and I said, hey, I recognize that voice. So while I was listening to you chat with some other guys, I called up the YouTube video and made my greeting in the chat column. So I'm glad I was able to get through to you. Over.
Well, you wouldn't have a problem just calling normally, 5'9", a little bit over. And again, I'm really, really happy that the band seems to be in pretty good shape. We've been pretty fortunate the last 4 or 5 times we've been out here. The band seems to be pretty good, even on 40 meters in the evening. We've been very happy the way the conditions have been in, and lots of people to talk to. So it always makes it fun when you're able to do that there, Roger.
Yeah, that's for sure. Nothing better than being able to make contacts and chat with people. That's what this hobby's all about. It's no fun when all you pick up is static or you can't get through and everything. So band conditions are up and down depending on who you're trying to reach. But for the most part, things have been looking better and better all the time. Over.
Yeah, I think you're right. There has been a little bit of lulls here and there. You look at some of the numbers, and they haven't been the greatest, but you call CQ, there's always somebody that's going to answer, in most cases, and that's all you can ask for. We did a little bit on 15 this morning, and it was really pleasantly surprised the amount of activity that was on 15. I know there was a little bit on 12 as well, and you can't ask for more than that. I do enjoy 20. We have a lot of people that are here on 20 meters. We like 17 as well. And I enjoy this just because there's a little bit more band that we can work with here on 20 meters. And by and large, most stations have great signals, which is really nice about 20 meters. And it tends to be open, a little longer and usually a little brighter, I guess you would say. So we thought we'd give it a go, and we've been here for just about 30 minutes, and it's just been a whole lot of fun so far there, Roger.
I think I started picking you up just a few minutes after you got in. You started up, and I've been listening in. I called a few times, but there's always somebody with a little bit stronger signal, So it's just it can be a game. It can be fun. But I just thought I'd give a shout out over the chat column on the live stream as well, and see if I could get through to you. Just wanted to say, hey, you're sounding great out here in Pennsylvania as always.
No, I appreciate it very much, and it's the lack of a word, first-time callers, I guess you would say, and people we've talked with many times in the past, and it's just as fun no matter what. The nice thing about people we've talked with before, we generally just kind of pick things up we left off. I had another one that we haven't talked with since December of 2020. It's amazing how time flies on amateur radio, and little things kind of key the memory and so forth, and it makes it a lot of fun, of course. And so we really enjoy getting the chance to talk with new operators, let them know what we're doing. And, you and I have talked several times in the past. You kind of know what's going on here as well. And, again, I appreciate you taking the time to go over to the channel. And we've got the channel and the chat right in front of us. So as we're talking and we're looking at the camera, we've got that chat line looking right at us as well. So we try to answer it the best we can. And we've got Richard out there as well in Ohio. We'll see if we can get him in a little bit here as well. So just to let you guys know, we are trying to pay attention the best we can, and sometimes we're not able to pull the calls out like we want, so we do the best we can of what we got to work with there. Go ahead.
Well, I think anybody who's been doing this for any length of time understands that. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, and sometimes it can be a little bit of a warfare, if you want to use that terminology. It seems like there's always somebody that's got more power than you do, and your signal can be a little bit stronger, or depending on how close they are or how far away. But like I said, I think most of us understand the ask you real quick, do you have any special events coming up soon that I should know about? Over.
Well, we've got a couple of portable ops that are coming up. They're tentative. They're tentative because of fuel prices. I'm not here to talk politics or that kind of stuff, but we had initially set some up that were going to be quite a distance from the home QTH. We are going to be doing the Salute to Service for Veterans Day again. And then the big one is going to be our Christmas train again over Christmas. It worked really good this last Christmas, and it's going to be even a little bit bigger this time around. So we're still going to got that in the works. I don't know anything other currently those event-wise other than what we were anticipated doing some portables. But again, the veterans and the Christmas train will definitely be happening again.
Alrighty, well, I'll mark those on my calendar for sure. For sure, try to pick you up on the air those days, and look forward to making contact and chatting with you again. I know there's other people out there trying to make contact, so I'll keep it short and wish you all the best, and hopefully the fuel prices will come down, soon, someday, and you'll be able to do those portable ops, and we'll all be able to enjoy our summer vacation. So, Randy, take care. I'll let you go. I'll turn it back to you for the final. This is Whiskey 3, the Killer Bee, saying 73, and so long.
Well, Brandon, appreciate it very much. Nice to hear you as always. And let's see, the 23rd and the 31st of December. Yeah, we were probably due, weren't we? That's okay. Nice to hear you. I do love the card. I do love the card. We actually put your page up on the live stream. People get a chance to check out your card. That's pretty cool. Hey, listen, enjoy the rest of the afternoon, man. Nice to hear you as always. And again, thanks for a little heads up on the back door. Glad we could get in there. So we look forward to next time, no doubt. And good signal. So we've got some good propagation between us. You take care. Hope you and the family are doing well, and hope you continue to be that way. Whiskey 3 Tango Kilo Bravo, the Killer Bee of Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care, Brandon.
You too, Randy. Take care, 73.
All right, you take care. Let's see, Richard. It was Richard a while ago. I think I heard him in there earlier. If he's still there, let's see if we can get him here real quick. Whiskey 8 Radio Lima Lima. Richard, are you in there?
Kilo Foxtrot 4 India Sierra Charlie.
The Whiskey 8 Radio Lima Lima. Richard, are you in there? Yeah, we might be too close. We'll try it one more time here and see if we can get a hold of Richard. The Whiskey 8 Lima Radio, Radio Lima Lima. Well, nothing heard. We'll try it again in a few there. Appreciate you guys standing by there. We'll see if we can get a couple more calls while we're in here this afternoon. QRZ, any other stations, please?
Whiskey 4 Norway, America.
Well, that's a hard one not to hear. Whiskey 4 November, America. Norway. Nathan, good afternoon. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, not too bad, Randy. Just strolling by here, heard you, and I figured I'd give you a signal report. You're 5'9" here in beautiful 50-degree West Virginia day, Randy, over.
Yeah, over in Inwood. Okay, fine business. Nate, got your page pulled up here. I guess we won't use the other one. Hey, no problem at all. Glad you did. I appreciate the 5 and 9. I wish I was better because you're 20 over in my receive.
Yep, running a hex beam here up about 30 feet, looking to the west, and right about a kilowatt.
Yeah, that would probably do it. What manufacturer of a hex beam do you have?
Leo's, the KIO.
Okay, K4 KIO, is that the one?
Yeah, QSO.
Oh, fine business. Well, it's working quite well. Of course, we're on a hex as well, NA4RR out of Pensacola, Florida. And generally speaking, you probably know this as well since you have one. Hex beam to hex beam is usually a S unit or two higher there, Roger?
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, mine's only about 28, 29 feet, but it's don't have a rotator on it at the moment, so it's just fixed about out to the west there. So we can work anything from Canada down to Florida, over.
Yeah, that's a great thing about it, and there's just hardly no wind load, which is great as well. And we tried to simplify it one more step by putting the rotor inside the tower about 4 foot off the ground, so we don't even have a rotor at the top. I didn't want to have the extra weight.
Oh yeah, that'll work. I mean, that works out. The hex beam don't weigh anything, so very good. I won't hold it here, Randy. I know you got a lot of people calling in, so I just wanted to see what my signal was like out your way. So you have a great afternoon, and catch you again.
Well, I'm glad you called. Nice to get a chance to to have a quick conversation. Of course, let's see, April of 9th of last year, actually. So we had, this is our second contact. It showed up double, but it's the same, basically same timestamp. No big deal. No, nice to hear you again. Of course, if you heard me last time, back in April of last year, we're doing a live stream. We're doing that again here today as well. And phenomenal audio, by the way. We've had 4 or 5 stations. I don't know what you guys are doing out there, but boy, you sound really good and receive. And I hope it continues to be that trend here for the afternoon anyway. But hey, nice to hear you from Inwood. I don't know if I told you that the YL is from Morgantown area, so nice to hear another station back in her home state. And hopefully you'll come back again. Hopefully it won't take us this long to have another QSO. You never can tell, but let's hope not. And if so, then we'll just catch up when we get that chance. So, hey, I'll say 7-3 for now. I know there are a few others out there, and we'll see if we can grab a few more. But did enjoy talking this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Whiskey 4, November Alpha, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again.
All right there, Randy. Take care. And, yeah, I'm in the eastern panhandle here, so near Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania.
Victor Echo 3.
You take care. And the rig, by the way, is the Sun SDR2DX by Expert Electronics, Russian-made SDR. 73s, take care. Have a great afternoon.
All right. You take care, my friend. 73s. The Victor Echo 3 station again, please.
Yeah, Victor Echo 3, Golf X-Ray Kilo. Name is Jeff. Over here on Lake Huron. Like I say, on the Canadian side, of course, and about a block and a half from the water.
Well, is it water or is it still froze over?
We got some ice mountains there, but there is open water, yes.
Well, that's good. I guess that means we're getting closer to spring. That's always a good thing.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm getting awful sick of the snow, but I think it's disappearing now. It's to the point where I think I was pretty safe to put the snow shovels away.
Yeah, we put those away years ago. We let others do that. It's too much back-breaking work for us there, Roger.
I had a contract with a neighbor, a couple neighbors, and I was let's just say I was raking in a couple of bucks, just to keep me going,
Yeah, that's kind of how we feel too. I'd rather have the kids doing something positive and something negative. So they always come around when we got snow on the ground, and they don't mind doing it. And by and large, they do a pretty good job. We had some last night. We got about 4 inches on the ground. A little bit more supposed to happen this afternoon, evening. We'll see what happens. But, the roads are just wet, and the driveway, same thing. We certainly like to think that this will be the last one of the springtime, and then we'll get some in the fall. But we're certainly looking forward to spring. We are one day closer, as they say. And hopefully everybody will have a great spring as well there, Roger.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, just thought I'd get in here and let you, I probably should let you move on to somebody else that's out there, I'm sure.
Well, no, it's no problem. I'm glad you gave us a call. I heard you heard part of your call there a while ago, so we wanted to get back there. We try to write them down or kind of get partials and then go off of that. So no worries at all. Nice to hear you from the Lake Huron on the Canadian side. Nice to hear a Canadian station. We don't get up there too often in the afternoon, so glad that you did give us a call. We'll look forward to the next time. Again, if you hear us, feel free to give us a call, and we'll just kind of see where we're at that point. No problem at all. Enjoy your rest of your afternoon, Golf. Appreciate it very much, and please come back again. Victor Echo 3, Golf X-Ray Kilo, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, 73s.
All right, Doc. I didn't even give you my name.
Yeah, let him clear, guys. Let him clear first.
Echo, Oscar, Foxtrot.
Yeah, let him clear, guys, and I'll try to work you. We want to give everybody a chance to clear themselves.
Whiskey 8, Romeo Lima.
Okay, well, thank you, Golf. You take care, and again, enjoy the rest of your afternoon there. We're going to try Richard again. He was listening on the delay and couldn't get back to the radio in time, so we'll try it one more time here. Whiskey 8, Radio Lima. Richard, are you in there?
I am. Whiskey 8 Radio Lima Lima here in Newark, Ohio, about 30 miles east of Columbus. And you've got a fantastic, steady best 9 signal, and it has been real good ever since I started listening to you. Yeah, the live stream is really neat. You copying okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a hard time doing this and then listening because it's about a 30-second delay. So, and I've had other people who do that, and I'm like, well, you're better at it than I am. I'd basically turn the volume off on the live stream, otherwise it's just too confusing. But again, we did see you up here on the chat and wanted to get a chance to get back to you. Daniel's out there, John and Ian is there as well, so we'll see if we can get a hold of those as well. But yeah, you got a good solid 5.9 signal. Nice to hear we're getting into Ohio.
Yeah, you're doing just fine all over, it seems to be. We're on a ICOM 7300, running about 100 watts into a end-fed. So not much of an antenna system. Got a great radio, though. Love it. And let you make some more contacts, and really thrilled to see your live stream. That's really unique, and I'm enjoying that. 7-3, and thanks for letting me in. W8RLL.
Well, I'm glad to do it, and I'm glad we were able to connect there. Sorry about the delay, but again, when we see people mention up on the chat there, we always try to get back to them, of course, and we weren't able the first time around, but we got to do it this time, so that's totally fine with me. Yeah, you're doing fine. We get a little bit of noise on the band here between us. Maybe the band isn't quite so short. I mean, we're a little over 600 miles between us, so maybe that's what it is. But hey, nice to hear. I'm glad you kind of hung in there. Appreciate you taking a look on the live stream. Again, as I said it before, we're having a lot of fun with it, and I hope others are enjoying it as well. So if that's the case, we'll continue doing it. So hey, enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I'm glad we did get a chance to chat. And, you're always welcome to come back anytime you hear us out there, and we'll try to pick you up, no doubt. So, anyway, enjoy the afternoon. You take care. Whiskey 8, Radio Lima Lima in Ohio, Kilowatt 0 Radio, Whiskey Bravo 73. Okay, QRZ, have any other stations, please? Come with your call. Oh, my gosh. Folks, I didn't realize this would be quite so busy. We're trying to pull you guys out here. If it continues, I may have to go by the numbers. I hope it doesn't happen. Let's try it again, QRZ.
Whiskey Victor 8, Delta Oscar Hotel.
I think I got one. Whiskey Victor 8, Delta Oscar Hotel. Is that correct?
QSL, John, from West Virginia, QSL.
Well, every once in a while, John, I might do something close to being right. So, yeah, it's a little confusing sometimes trying to pull the call. So I apologize to other folks, but we were able to get yours. Good afternoon. Again, thank you for taking the time to call. My name is Randy, and our QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. There, go ahead.
Copy. Well, I seen you on here and subscribed to your webpage, and we're expecting some snow Saturday, about 4 to 8 inches. So, like you said, it's a good day to be on the radio. Over.
Yeah, it certainly is. It really is, and we've kind of consolidated. We had 2 locations here at the house, and 2 identical setups other than microphones. And we gave up an upstairs location and consolidated down into the basement, so to speak. But it actually works out quite well. We have the entire use to ourselves. Really kind of homey. We've got the shack set up the way we want, and it's just like I said, great day to Bay Radio. Didn't anticipate this kind of a turnout, so to speak, but really glad that the station's out there. And again, you can't complain with propagation. It's been really good this afternoon there, Roger.
Copy. I understand. Plus, it seems like you're getting a little bit of a pile up there, so I won't keep you long, but I do appreciate the contact. I don't know if we've ever made a contact before or not. I'll have to check and see. Over.
Well, I've got December 23rd and 24th of last year, probably during the Christmas train.
Oh, copy. I remember that. Yes, I did like that. Over.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to doing it again. This year, we're actually started doing. We're in the planning stages now, and we're hoping it'll be worthwhile for people to come back. It might be a little bit different. I'm not going to say bigger and better, but it's certainly going to be a little bit more unique this time.
Hey, that's all right. We might be, at least me. I'm old, but by golly, we enjoy going out and chasing stuff like that. Over.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. there's 5 of us. We had an absolute ball. Again, we didn't anticipate the turnout we had. I had the numbers at one time. We had over 22,000 QRZ lookups, and a total of about 4,500 QSOs, which was really quite interesting. And of course, if you were able to get all 5 of us, then we had a clean sweep card. And out of those total QSOs, we only had 95 that were able to make the clean sweep. So hopefully we can increase that this time around. But yeah, we had such a great time with it, and I think other people enjoyed it. And that's the great thing about the hobby there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah. Some of the close ones it's hard for me to pick up, but whether I get one or all of them, I really enjoy it. But listen, I won't take up any more of your time. I know everybody's waiting. I do appreciate the contact, Randy, and you take care. KO, red, white, and blue. This is Whiskey Victor 8, Delta Oscar Hotel. 73s, my friend.
Well, thank you, John, and I appreciate the heads up there on the chat as well. That's kind of the back door, so to speak. We try to answer those the best we can, and the folks on the air as well. So, hey, nice to hear you again from West Virginia. That's 2 contacts in the West Virginia today. That doesn't happen to us too often, so we're glad we get a chance whenever we can to get in there. So, a 3rd contact. Remember, 1 more, you become a regular in our book. We'll have you in the log there, and you get all the perks and benefits of being a regular. We'll even have a big party, throw confetti in your name. So I look forward to the next one. So, hey, enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Nice to hear you, John. Please come back again. Whiskey Victor 8, Delta Oscar Hotel in West Virginia, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Rebel. Take care, John.
Thank you.
Kilo Foxtrot 4, India Sugar Charlie.
Okay, India Sugar Charlie. Give me the call again.
Yes, sir. Kilo Foxtrot 4, India Sierra Charlie. Steve in Rossville, Georgia, just barely across state line of Tennessee. How you doing? I'm going to tell you something. That Hex Beam has done you a fantastic job.
Well, I appreciate it. I wish I was the one that invented it, but it didn't quite well for us, Steve. And I've got you pulled up here on our logger. Boy, that is right on the border there, isn't it?
Yes, sir. We're right on it, buddy. If I could spit real good, I bet I'd hit Tennessee. We're used to living in Tennessee, but we bought a home just across state line, and we love it. But anyway, just thank you, sir, for coming back. I mean, you're sounding good. I've been sitting here listening to you, and I've tried several times to get back to you. And you said you crossed in Port Huron into Canada. We had family that moved from Port Huron on the QS side, and I have been up there, and I'm telling you, it was really something beautiful area that I got to see, and that was back in the early 80s. So I don't know what your name is, but I tell you, you really sound good down here in northwest Georgia.
Well, my apologies, Steve. I guess I got to make sure I mention that more often. The handle here is Randy, and the QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. We'd like to say we're on the right side, the Missouri side. If I told you the town, you'd probably say what and shake your head, so we'll just leave it at that there, Roger.
Oh, QSL, I was thinking you was across there. Well, I see how much I can hear too good. I'm on a G5 RV, and I'm doing all I can to get back to you. ALS 1300, and I'm straining, doing all I can to get back to you. But I just had to say something to you and say thank you for coming back. You're down this way, Georgia. Come see us. And take care, man. Thank you. KF4ISE.
Well,
gee, sir, have a good one.
Yeah, well, no problem, Steve. You're 5'9", so the system's doing what it's supposed to. It's working just fine. Yeah, again, depending on when you call or when you call QRZ, depending on where the band is at, it fluctuates. You can hear a station where you couldn't hear before, or vice versa, and it's not a contest. We're not 5'9" QRZ. We're trying to pull as many we can and give everybody, be respectful of everybody's time and give people time to say what they'd like to and so forth. And that's kind of how we want to run this. And we've been fortunate so far. I think everybody else can kind of understand that. But no problem, Steve. I'm glad you gave us a call this afternoon. I don't see a contact in the log, so thank you so much for that. And again, like I said, we are live on our YouTube channel, so if you would like to listen to our QSO, see how you sound on the air, you can go to QRZ. On my QRZ page, I have a link. It goes right to the channel, or go right to YouTube, but just put in my call, K0RWB, and look for the video with today's date. And probably about 47 minutes in, give or take, will be about where you and I started. Give a look and listen, see what you think, and hopefully enjoy it, have some fun with it. So you take care, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Nice to hear you from Tennessee and Georgia. We'll say both of those. Very cool, man. Nice to hear you. I hope we can do it again real soon. Kilo Foxtrot 4, India Sierra Charlie, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Steve. Have a good afternoon.
Yes, sir. You too. And also an ICOM 7300. I had to get that out there. Have a good, my friend. See you right over, Randy.
All right, my friend. You take care, Steve. QRZ and any other stations, please. November 4 Echo, question mark?
November 4 Echo Foxtrot X-Ray.
Okay, got you that time. November 4 Echo Foxtrot X-Ray. Bill, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Randy. I've got your QRZ page pulled up here, and just wanted to let you know you're coming in nice and strong into Georgia. I'm about 45 miles east of Atlanta, and you're about a 5'8", over.
Oh, darn. I was really hoping for that 5'9", but that's okay. I'll take it. No problem. Loganville, is that correct?
Roger, roger. Yeah, it's about halfway between Atlanta and Athens, Georgia, if you're looking on a map, over.
Yeah, we got the logger up, and it gives us a nice map as well, so very nice. We've had a couple of contacts. We just finished with northeast corner of Georgia, right along the Tennessee line as well, my friend Steve there. So I would say that Georgia's being well represented this afternoon there, Roger.
Roger, yep, and you did come up to, you're actually 5'9" plus up here right now. That last transmission improved just a little bit. It looks like the band's opening up just a little bit better out your way, over.
Well, you give me a minute and I'll probably drop down again. That's how I roll.
Roger, roger, yeah. Yeah, you sounding good. I heard that you are looking at your page now. You're in Kansas City, Missouri. Is that correct? Over.
Well, it's a little town. Have you ever saw the movie The Bates Motel? This is Bates City, Missouri. It's about 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, right off the Interstate 70 corridor. So generally, when you give somebody a larger landmark like that, they probably get a little better idea where you're at. If I keep telling people, hey, I'm in Bates City, they're like, well, where in the heck is that? So you know how it rolls. It's just a little easier, like what you did. Well, I'm halfway between Athens and Atlanta, so people kind of get an idea. So it's just how it works.
Yeah, Roger. Not many people have heard of Loganville, but yeah, Athens and Atlanta. Well, I used to live in Kansas for a little while as a kid. My stepdad was in the military, was stationed at Fort Riley, so we were in Manhattan, Kansas, I believe, over.
Yeah, we've rolled through there several times. Yeah. No, that's great. Manhattan's a unique town. Of course, it's out there on the prairie, what they call the Flint Hills, but the wind does blow constantly. So I guess if you had a wind farm, you'd probably be doing okay. But yeah, it's a unique area. It's a big military town, of course, with Fort Riley, but the locals are just they're some of the greatest people you ever meet. And I've had many opportunities. We spent the night there a couple of times on some road trips, and the hotels and the restaurants, whatever. People just really, really gracious. And I think you find that by and large here in the Midwest anyway, there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I've only got to experience it as a kid, and the one thing that's really stuck out to me is I love the snow. I know my parents probably hated it, but that's the only place I've lived where we got actual feet of snow every winter, over.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It never fails, though. As you get older, you wish it was less and less and less. And we had some very nice temperatures a week ago this time, 87 degrees last Wednesday. And now we've got snow on the ground. So this is yo-yo weather. I've said it many times. This is what we deal with this time of year around here. But it is one day closer to spring, so no complaints there. Go ahead.
I hear that. Yeah, we're actually cooling off a little bit here in Georgia. We were kind of unseasonably warm in the upper 60s, low 70s. Had a couple fronts coming through, and we're back down into the 50s, which is about right for this time of year. Where I'm at, we only get maybe one day of snow, maybe a half inch to maybe a little bit more, and it's gone in a day or two, over.
Yeah, well, you don't want that kind of weather down there. Really, the way the blossoms and blooms much earlier than, the northern parts, and then to have a cold front or snow come down really does havoc. So hopefully, it won't happen this year. We had that happen to us here last year, and we had a lot of orchards and fruit farmers that really got hurt by it. So I'm hoping we won't have that problem again this year as well. But again, nice to know that we're getting down into Georgia, and got the beam pointed, I guess, in the right direction. It is a little bit wide in the front, so you don't have to get it too pinpoint, but it certainly is nice, to be able to direct the signal a little bit. That does help, and hopefully it will continue to work that way. So, hey, we do appreciate you giving us a call this afternoon, and nice that we had a chance to get a quick chat. Hopefully we'll have an opportunity again real soon to do that. We do try to get out here as much as we can. Sometimes in the afternoon, most of the time in the evenings on 40 meters is where we have a little bit more time and so forth. So either one of those bands, if you hear us, by all means give us a call. We get a chance to kind of pick things up where we left off, see how things are going in your world, and we'll just kind of go from there. But enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I do appreciate you taking the time, and hopefully we'll do this again real soon. November 4, Echo Foxtrot X-Ray, I believe, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again.
Roger, thank you, Randy. Great to have a conversation with you there, and hopefully talk to you again soon. November 4, Echo Fox X-Ray, clear with you.
All right, you take care, and we'll say 7-3s. We wanted to say hi to Todd real quick there. He's up on the live chat, and say hi to everybody else. This is Randy in Kansas City, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo QRZ. Any other stations, please?
Kilowatt 2, Victor Echo Tango, Echo Yankee.
Alpha. Kilowatt 2, Vector Echo Tango. Mike, is that correct?
It's affirmative, Randy.
Well, I'm glad I was able to type it correctly and get it in the log correctly. Nice to hear you this afternoon. Out of New Jersey there. Hey, nice to hear you in New Jersey. How are things in your world?
Well, I just listened to your previous contact there and looked you up and saw you had that hex beam. I've got the same antenna, only about 25 feet off the ground, and you're about 10 over 9 here into Cinnaminson, New Jersey, and I'm using a Yaesu ST2000 with a Ameritron ALS 600 running about 500 watts pointed in your direction, over.
Oh, that's doing really well. You're about 10 over as well. Boy, that 2000, what a great radio. What a great radio. I don't know why it didn't take off more than it did. You hear a few of them out there. You would think there'd be more, but yeah, very nice. Hey, Frank, nice to hear you this afternoon, and I think Todd as well in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's doing a good job for you, and I believe, I'd look back, but first contact this afternoon in New Jersey, so we've been kind of up and down the eastern seaboard. Haven't got much farther north of you, but maybe that'll happen as time on or what time we've got left, but nice to hear you out there this afternoon. Like I said, we did pull the page up there, and looks like a second contact as well. We talked on the 31st of December here on 20, so I guess it was time for another contact there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, I noticed that you had your rotor down at the bottom of the tower. Is that, I've never seen that before, over.
Well, I tell you, of course, with these hex beams, there's not much wind load, so it doesn't really take much of a rotor to turn them. We happened to be at a local hamfest not long after we got the antenna, and we got just a great deal on this Ham 2 rotor. I mean, it's certainly overkill, but it's quite heavy. And I'm not a big fan of putting weight at the top of the tower, so we came up with this setup. So the rotor's about 4 foot off the ground inside the tower. Of course, we run a center mass pipe up halfway. Again, it leaves the weight off the top. And the other good thing about it is if I ever have to have the rotor serviced, I can take it out right there. I don't have to tilt the tower down, and I can still use the antenna just using the old Armstrong method there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. K0RWB K2 Victor Echo Tango. Yeah, I know we talked before, and I see you're also military background, and so am I, as you might see on my QRZ page. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I won't hold you up here today, but it's not too bad here today. It's about 50 degrees and slight breeze, but we've had some strange weather recently. One day it was actually, we set some records at 74 degrees a couple days ago over.
Yeah, that's what we call yo-yo weather.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, the Yaesu's doing fine. I also have a Yaesu G1000DX rotor, and I just if you read my bio on there, you see I get frustrated every now and then with some of the way the bands have been operating, and you never know what's going to be out there. I just thought we might, like years ago, I was into a lot of phone patch traffic and had my Mars license and stuff, and things are so different nowadays, over.
Yeah, you're definitely right. They do say it's progress. Sometimes I wonder. I'm not really sure, but yeah, again, in the traditional setup, of course, is whatever beam antenna you have, tri-band or whatever at the top. Generally, you have your rotor right below it and so forth. And there's certainly nothing wrong with that. But I get to the point where I'm too old to be climbing towers, and it takes too long to tilt them over. So we kind of came up with this setup, and it works pretty well. We made our own little plate that the rotor sits on, and it just happened to work out really well. And again, we haven't had any problems with it. There's no weight bearing down on top of the rotor between the two thrust bearings, just taking all the weight of the pipe, which is rather heavy. Of course, the antenna's not much, but that way we don't have to have any additional pressure sitting on top of the rotor. So again, that's just what kind of worked for us, and if it works for somebody else's setup or gives them an idea to do something, hey, that's the great thing. We all share information, and maybe there's better ways to do things there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, forgot to push down on the foot switch. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. We had pretty much the same antenna going here, but I think you're up a little bit higher than me. But this antenna, I was really surprised. I've been out of ham radio for about 25 years or so, and just got back in when COVID hit, just as something, to do now, and since I'm retired. But it's a really good antenna. I just got off with a guy in Belgium. I have really some good DX contacts that I haven't had before with any other kind of antenna, over.
Yeah, it is, to me, it was a game changer. This one here just had an anniversary. It's 10 years old as of January. And I believe it works just as good now as it did the day I put it in the air. And I tell people all the time, if you can find a beam that'll work 6 through 20, that's resonant in all bands for under $1,000, to go buy it. But I don't think there's anything out there other than this. So, and K4KIO, Trafkey, which kind of made it in the beginning. I don't think they're in business anymore. Whoever the design was, they're a genius as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, they're terrific antennas. So I don't have any desire to change out to anything else. This does exactly what I want. It seems to work well at my location, and we'll just keep running it as long as it'll work. So, hey, we've got just a little bit of time this afternoon. Hey, Bill, nice to hear you. Till the bottom of the hour, so we'll see if we can make a few more contacts. But nice to catch up with you again. Again, I tell people all the time, it's amazing how time flies on amateur radio. At the end of December, and here we are again, the middle part of March. Hopefully it won't take that long next time we have a chat, a little conversation anyway. So, again, if you hear us out there, feel free to come back anytime. We do a little bit here in the afternoons, mostly in the evenings on 40 meters is when we generally have a little bit more time. So, one of those two spots, if you hear us, you're always welcome, Mike, to give us a call, and we'll just kind of pick things where we left off. Glad to hear you've got a little bit better weather than we do. You're going to have mine probably in a couple of days. Maybe it'll be watered down, but as long as it's not severe, we're totally okay with that. So enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I hope you and yours are doing well and continue to do so, and have a great weekend come up as well, and we look forward to the next one as well. Kilo 2, Victor Echo Tango. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Rebel. Thanks again. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Roger. Next time I'll talk to you about the other bands, but I haven't been able to get on the other bands yet. Well,
yeah, let him clear, guys.
15 meters for a little while, but I'm just curious how those other bands are going to be with this antenna. They say you can just load it up just the way it is, so we'll see what happens. All right, you take care, and it's nice talking to you, and I'll let somebody else bend your ear for a little while. Kilowatt 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo. This is Kilowatt 2.
Kilo Oscar Romeo Whiskey Bravo, KL4DBP.
All right, you take care, Michael, and have a good one. I know we'll talk again soon. 7-3s. I think I heard a November 8 station there a while ago. Could you try it again, please?
Sure. November 8 India Golf. Handles Paul, Pop Alpha Uniform Lima, and then Marion, Ohio. Just trying to get a signal report, doing some work on the antenna. So go ahead.
Well, good afternoon, Paul. The name here is Randy. And the QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Not a huge difference or distance between us, about 575. What kind of report would you like to have?
Well, you've already given it to me.
Okay. Well, some people only want to hear good things. You're 5.9 plus. How's that sound?
And good here, coming in a good, looks like 20 over 9.
Yeah, my apologies. I covered you. I thought you were done there. My apologies. Again, 5.9 plus, a little bit like 10 over. So I'd say it's doing quite well between us there, Roger.
Sure is. Sounds good. Yeah, I got a 5 BTV vertical, and just messing around with radials. I'm a little restricted in where I can put my radial, so the lawnmowers don't get them in the summertime. Don't have to worry about it now. Anyway, Randy, thanks for the report, and I'll let you go and make some other contacts. I forgot, wrote it down here. WD5810I, is that it?
How about if I help you out a little bit? How about Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo?
Kilo Oscar.
Yeah, let him finish, guys. I'll get to you. Let him finish, please.
4DBP.
Paul, are you still in there? Did you get the right call for me?
No. Give it to me again.
Okay. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. K0 Red, White, and Blue.
Okay. Got it that time. I don't know where I got the other call from. K0RWB N8IG. Okay, 73s, Randy, and thanks a lot.
Well, you're totally welcome, Paul. Hey, congrats on the vertical. It's doing quite well between us. I have no doubt you'll be able to make a lot more contacts. So, no, I'm glad we could do it. Feel free to come back anytime you hear us out there. You're always welcome, as anybody else as well. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. November 8, India Golf, Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care, Paul.
K0RWB, Kilo 5 Zulu Golf, K5 Zulu German.
Okay, let's see if we've got anybody else out there. Any big signals or weak signals? Let's see if we can pick up that weak signal. Kilo 5 Zulu Golf.
Good day, sir. Name is HUD, Hotel United, Denmark. And I'm in Lima, Ohio. I'm visiting KZOG. And my daughter lives in Overland. She said it was snowing. What's going on there? My name is HUD, Hotel United, Denmark. I'm out here from southeast Colorado. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, it did this morning, and I think it's supposed to again this afternoon to do a little bit more snow. So, yeah, we're probably 30 miles apart, Overland Park, to where I'm at. So, we're getting the same kind of weather. So, yeah, no problem, HUD. I have no problems hearing you. Just about a 20 over a signal. Hey, thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. And I think you said Lamar, Colorado. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's where I'm living now. Where are you, Kansas City area-wise?
We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City. We're on the Missouri side.
Yeah, like about Blue Springs or something?
I'll go another 6 miles east.
Oh, Okay. Well, the nursing home is calling me. So much for my vacation. Yeah, I went to Wentworth Military, so I know right where you're at.
Okay. Well, we're 25 miles from Lexington.
Excellent. Let me get this. 73s and thanks. I'm on vacation, but the nursing home is calling me.
No problem, Hud. Do your thing. Enjoyed it. Kilo 5 Zulu Golf. Good signal. Just kidding. Yeah, it was a really good signal. No problem at all. 73s. Let's see if anybody else is out there. Was Bill out there? I'm trying to think real quick here. Maybe not. Okay. K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City, QRZ. I'm sorry. Try it again, please.
Whiskey 8.
Was it November 1, Mike Foxtrot Lima? Is that correct? Was it a November 1, Mike Foxtrot Lima? Was that correct?
Lima name here is Dave. Delta Alpha Victor Echo, and I'm up in western Massachusetts, QSO.
Yeah, I may have come across her, Dave. I apologize. I just want to verify the call. Was it November 1, Mike Foxtrot Lima? Is that correct?
QSO.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I get it in the log properly. Well, thanks for calling. There was others out there, but we're able to pull you out. 1,140 miles, that's not too bad. So how are things in world there? You probably got 80 degrees and sunny?
No, we had snow last night. It was 55 early in the week. It's 52 today, but we had snow overnight. Been up and down, warm to cold weather here for the majority of the winter so far. That and a lot of wind. Actually talking on a new radio, I'm wondering how it sounds. Well, relatively new. I got it last week. It's a Yaesu FT10DX, and I'm still kind of tweaking it, so might want to give me a comment on that when you come back.
You're on the FTDX10, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, well, that's a good radio. We're operating one right now. Actually, we own two of them. We've got this one. We have another one we use for portable work. I had it in a separate location here at the QTH, but consolidated. A good radio. I would guess that you're on the stock microphone?
Yeah, at the moment I haven't picked up anything else yet. I'm running an infed halfway that's about 35 feet up onto a pole and pushing the 100 watts. It's replacing a ICOM 7300, which I'm now going to go ahead and use for parks work to get me some 100 watts in the park, because I was doing QRP and that was getting frustrating.
Yeah, it can be, no doubt. I think it makes people better operators, actually, but can certainly see the point. On the stock microphone, what I'm hearing is, I mean, the audio is clear, but it is muffled. One question really quick. Do you have the EQ on or EQ off?
EQ is on at the moment.
Yeah, so you do have the EQ on, correct?
Yeah, I've been tweaking the levels. I think I have the mic gain about 50, the processor up to about 60, AMC level at 50. And I kind of tweaked around with some of the equalizer settings.
Yeah, well, that's good. There's a couple of things to be careful about. I had this conversation last summer with Bob Heil. We had a Zoom call with him, and this radio came up. One thing to be aware of about the FTDX10 is small adjustments will give you big results. I think you said mic gain at 60. That might be pushing a little bit much. Again, I am no expert here. I'm just going on what I've been told, what seems to work, and so forth. So, one thing you will notice a big difference about is with the EQ on versus EQ off. It will sound muffled and muffled with EQ off. EQ on does brighten it up a little bit. AMC should be 50 to 55, no more than that. That's what I've been told. That's where our setting is at. Processing, again, everybody's voice different. I have processing at 25. I have mic gain at 23. And, of course, EQ's on. You have to use what kind of works, best for you. All I'm saying is you start driving those numbers up. It's not really going to help too much. But the stock microphone, by and large, usually does a really good job there, Roger.
Yeah, I just dropped the mic gain down to 40 and the processor level down to 50. I don't know if that made a difference.
You are much clearer than you were initially.
Yeah, so I'm sure I have a lot more tweaking to do, and as you said, everybody's a little bit different, so you can't go on one set for somebody I'm sure I'll get there at some point. But I like the radio. I was always a big Yaesu fan, and I had 950s and a few other radios. 857s, 891 I have, and I went to the ICOM 7300. I like that radio a lot, but I'm going to use that in the field along with I have a Zygu G90 I'll use for QRP when I go up a little higher.
Yeah, well, I tell you, there's a noticeable change when you drop those numbers down a little bit, just so you know, and you are correct. Everybody's voice is different. And again, I am no expert, never claim to be. One thing I think will help you, believe it or not, is we're live on my YouTube channel. So it's being recorded. So when you first called to where you made your changes, you can actually go back and listen to this yourself, Dave, and you can decide what way you want to go. So I just wanted to put that out there for you. So to get to my channel, it's my call sign. You can either go to YouTube, put in my call in the search bar, look for the video of today's date, or you can go to my QRZ page. I have a link, takes you right to it as well. And then you could fast forward to about an hour 13, hour 12, somewhere around there when you and I started. That way you get a chance to listen to it yourself. I do have the radio display is on the channel, Dave, so you can actually see the oscilloscope. You can look at your own audio wave pattern, and then when you go in to start adjusting the EQs, you can decide what directions you want to go with it there, Roger.
Very good. Yeah, let me just get there. What is your call again?
Yeah, the call is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, K0 Red, White, and Blue.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I have you up there, so I'll subscribe to your page too. You're one of the few I don't have, so I'll have to go back and take a look at some of your streams there. Are you primarily live streaming, or do you do other videos as well?
Yeah, most of it live stream. We've done a couple on an amplifier. We did a couple on the MP1 portable antenna, and we've done some on logging program that we use. But generally, we do here on the live stream. Most times in the evenings, but we had some time this afternoon. The snow is flying, so good time to sit in the shack. So we wanted to get out here and make some contact this afternoon, and we've been pretty good so far, there, Roger.
Yeah, very good, Randy. Well, it sounds good, and your page looks good, so I'll have a gander on that. So let you go ahead and make a few more contacts. Say 73s, thanks for the help coming back to me. K0 Red, White, and Blue. I like that call there. November 1, Mike Foxtrot Lima.
Well, thank you, Dave. And hey, again, I mean no disrespect when I say this. I want you to have the best you can get, of course. But yeah, again, at least you can tell, or you should be able to hear what it sounded like when you first called, and then when you kind of reduced your processing and mic gain, and you'll be able to hear a difference. And that'll kind of get you maybe on the idea. If you're still working with the EQs and so forth, I'd be happy to send you my settings. I'm good in QRZ. Send me an email. It might be a good starting point for you. It could certainly eliminate some frustration trying to figure out what direction to go. If you'd like to, you're more than welcome. I'd be happy to send them to you. Just send me an email, and I'd respond back to you as well. So anyway, I'm here to help if I can. If it's worthwhile for you, hey, great. I hope you enjoy, get a chance to listen and watch the video as well. So feel free to come back anytime. And we'd love to talk to another FTDX10 owner. We think it's one of the best radios out there. I think as time goes on, you'll figure that out as well, no doubt. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We're going to see if we can get another call or two before we have to shut down. But I do appreciate you giving us a call here, and certainly look forward to the next one. November 1, Mike Foxtrot Lima, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Dave. Have a good afternoon.
Victor Alpha Zulu.
Okay, let's see if Bill is out there. He's been standing by, I believe, trying to get through the pileups. Kilo Oscar 4, Delta Bravo Papa. See if he's out there this afternoon.
KO4DVB, K0RWB. Well, good evening, Randy. I just wanted to say hello and give a shout out to my good friend KB4DKW. He's the one who turned me onto your channel. And I've been out of HF for a little bit and just getting back, and I hope I sound okay. Working with an ICOM 718 on a off-center fed dipole.
Well, you know, I'm glad you hung in there. Yeah, I saw the info there on the chat, and it's nice to see you get stuck around there. Again, we always try to answer them the best we can, Will. And, yeah, I know, I believe the first one in North Carolina today. So, yeah, no worries at all. Good solid 5 and 9 signal there. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Just like I said, I've been out of HF for a little bit, and I got this IC718. And love your channel. We've been following for a little bit. I actually just left you a comment for, I think it was day before yesterday's stream, wondering when you're going to stream again, and here you are. But again, like I said, a great signal here in the North Carolina. I mean, you're plus 20 on my meter, so I'll let you get to some other calls, and this will be KO4DBP. Be clear.
Well, I appreciate it, Will, and you know, that's 718. You know, a lot of people will kind of overlook them, but they're just a really good workhorse, aren't they?
Oh yeah, very good. I mean, I'm third owner of this one, and it does really good. I've talked all around the world with it.
Yeah, that's terrific. I'm happy for you. Yeah, you're doing quite well. I think we've got a little bit of noise that's kind of starting to come in on the band, but no problems hearing you, of course. And again, I appreciate the heads up there on the live chat. We're trying to get back to you, and we're trying to answer them as we can, of course, while we're doing this. So I'm glad we get a chance to at least have a quick conversation. And I have a feeling that we'll do it again. Gosh, I can't believe, surely it's not May of last year. It's what I'm showing on the log, but gosh, it's just amazing how time is moving along here. So anyway, I'm glad you took the time. I certainly enjoyed it. I know I'm looking forward to the next one as well. I'm sure we'll have something else to talk about, no doubt, but nice to hear you from North Carolina this afternoon, Will. I hope you and yours are doing well. Continue to do so. Have a good weekend coming up here, and we'll certainly look for you next time around. Kilo Oscar 4, Delta Bravo Papa, my apologies. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Will. Have a good afternoon. Okay, we got time for a couple more calls. We'll shut down here. K0RWB, any other stations, please?
Whiskey 4 Oscar Yankee. Alpha.
Okay, Whiskey 4 Oscar Yankee. Nice signal, Jeff. How are you this afternoon?
Hey, okay there, Randy. I guess that's your name. First time checking in here. Kilo 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo from W4 Oscar Yankee, located here in a little town of Withville, Virginia there, and you're about a 10 over in S9 there, QSO.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, you get the gold star today. You're the first one who's been over 20, S20.
Well, I guess that's good and bad there. I guess there, Randy, both ways. Maybe running a little too much power. I'm running about 300 watts here, the ICOM 7300 and an AL11A and using A-tubes and a hex beam up about 45 feet there, QSO.
Well, I think it's doing good. Hopefully it's not the middle picture on your page.
Well, that is the remnants after I had it up for 1 year, and the old ice storm kind of collapsed it. That's the K4KO hex beam. I did have the spreaders on it, and I was able to get the thing repaired this year and back up in November there, QSO.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, aren't they just great antennas? I've had an opportunity to talk to a few others this afternoon running a hex beam. You know, different manufacturer, of course. To me, it makes no difference. You do seem to notice, at least from my experience, one or two S units more when you're talking hex beam to hex beam, which is really nice. So it looks like, I think you said an ice storm that brought it down. Did it snap at the base, or was it spreaders that got too heavy for it?
It was actually there, Randy, the spreaders. It actually snapped the inserts, the telescopic, fiberglass poles. It snapped one of the smallest ends, and it snapped one of the big ends. So what I did, I went and reinforced the thing. I went and, of course, had to put new pieces of fiberglass spreaders in there. But I took some more stainless steel water clamps and double clamped that thing so it wouldn't break. It actually snapped the lower part and split it. So I put 2 clamps on there, hoping that would even hold up a little better. But it was a wet snow is what happened. The wet snow came in, then it got really cold, and it froze. Then it rained on top of that. A lot of weight, a lot of moisture there. So the next remedy, if I had thought about it there, Randy, I could have actually got out here in the shack and maybe lit it up, and put a little power through it and maybe shook the antenna a little bit by rotating the rotor, knock some of that off. But again, hindsight is better sometimes than foresight there, QSL.
Yeah, well, a couple of things you've mentioned I've done before, and it's safe. I made my own ice cords for mine, so it does give it some additional stability. We had that slushy cold rain 2 nights ago, and of course we've got a Ham 2 rotor here with the old CDD controller, and you can hit it with the brake, and boy, it'll stop it on a dime, and it does. It'll sit there and twist, and that may help a little bit, of course, but the thing is, when nature says it's going to do something, to me it doesn't really matter what you're doing. It's going to do it at once. It's unfortunate for you, but again, it's you're back on the air, so you came out the other side okay, which is good. Ours came down once this last year. A guy wire was tied onto a tree to the north of us, and the limb is almost 2 inches in diameter, 2 foot in diameter. And it decided to come down in the windstorm and drag the antenna down with it. So nothing severely damaged. But any time something goes down, it's never fair on there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that, K0RWDB from W4 Oscar Yankee. Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, it's just the price of doing business. That's what I call it. Hams are always wanting to work on antennas, but not in that manner there, Randy. So I do have a long periodic. I've got one of the Glenn Martin towers, aluminum towers, is 50 foot with a long periodic that has a hazer off the side. My youngest daughter's getting married, so I'm going to have to kind of put that on the back burner, but hopefully have that thing up next year. And I may take and put the hex beam on top of the long periodic come off of it. So, and I don't want to get rid of it. It is a great little antenna. I've never had much experience with a long periodic, but everybody says they work great. So I don't know, kind of broadbanded is what they say, but we'll see how that goes anyway, Randy. Hey, I won't occupy any more of your time. I know you want to get out of here, and I'm sure there's some more anxious hams out there that'd like to get in and say hi to you, but you sure got a big signal coming here in Virginia today. Kilo 0 Romeo Whiskey Bravo from W4 Oscar Yankee. 73 there, Randy. My pleasure.
No, thank you so much, Jeff. And I'm, unless I've missed something in my log, I don't know how we've not had a contact as strong as you are. I don't see one in my log, which I find very strange. You are the first one we've had today into Virginia this afternoon. We do get in there quite regularly, but hey, no worries. I'm certainly glad we had a chance to get a chat there. And again, the strongest signal we had on the band this afternoon. So it's definitely working well. We've got a good little destination here between us. It's a little over 700 miles, so we're hitting it just right. We do a little bit here on 20 meters in the afternoon, most of the times, and 40 meters in the evening. And we are doing our live stream here on YouTube. That's generally what we do, especially in the evenings, of course. It gives people an opportunity to go back later and listen, to themselves on the air, listen to our QSO, whatever. And a lot of times people are bringing really great information as well that people can maybe get information from. So, hey, listen, don't hesitate. I'd love to pick up with you again. We have a little bit more time, of course. And, we've got some common things here, of course, with the antennas and whatever, and would certainly enjoy it. So feel free to come back anytime you hear us out there. And we'll certainly kind of pick up things where we left off, and look forward to it. Yeah, it was really nice having a quick chat with you this afternoon. Terrific signal, and just love the audio. So you've got things working real well there. So it's a pleasure to listen to that kind of audio. Makes it fun on the air. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon and the weekend coming up. And like I said, if you hear us again, please give us a call. Whiskey 4 Oscar Yankee out of Virginia. This is Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Jeff. Have a good afternoon. Okay, let's see if Dave is out there real quick. See if he can hit me off of the back side of the beam. He's on the live chat. Maybe we can get him on the air. Kilo Mike 6, Yankee Sierra Sierra. Let's see if Dave is out there. Kilo Mike 6, Yankee Sierra Sierra. Dave, can you hear us? Yeah, we'll come around here real quick and see if we can pull him up. Hi, Paul. Nice to hear you this afternoon. Barry, running QRP. We'll see if we can get you here in a minute as well. We'll bring this around and see if we can get a hold of Dave real quick. He did give us a little bit of a heads up. Kilo Mike 6, Yankee Sierra Sierra in Idaho. Dave, are you able to copy?
Kilo Mike 6, Yankee Sierra Sierra.
Well, we got a light copy on you, David. How are things up in Idaho today? Well, we've certainly had better propagation between us. I think it might be a little early for me to get you guys out to the west, but we'd certainly give it a try there. Dave, go ahead.
Okay, Randy, is this any better?
Yeah, now you're 5 and 7.
Roger. You're also not to turn that beam. You're 5 and 8 here.
Well, I'm glad it worked. So what's happening up there? Glad to give me a heads up there on the chat.
You know what I did, Randy, is I was talking with a friend on a POTA activation recently, and he was telling me about this in-fed random wire antenna that you can get 10 to 80 on. And I've never been able to get 80 meters out of my house here with the antennas I have for this small lot. So I went ahead and I went home and I thought, I got the stuff to build that. I got the toroid. I went ahead and built it 9 to 1 and put the antenna up, and that's what we're talking about right now. Over.
Wow, that's great. It would not surprise me that an hour, 2 hours from now, for me, you guys would really start to come in really good. So, again, I think it's a little early for my location, for you guys to start to come in really good. Of course, we did get to Lamar, Colorado a while ago, and that was a good signal. So, you're doing okay considering where we're at, but I would venture to guess an hour or two later you probably come in better. But, I would say that the antenna is a success.
Hey, I'm very happy with it. I put it on an analyzer, the nano DNA. It looked great, man. Good return loss and SWR. And I've been having fun on 80 at night, man.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. And there has been quite a bit of activity on 80 meters lately as well. We probably do a lot more listening than we do talking. There are some groups that we enjoy listening to and what have you. And it seems, by and large, Dave, that most of the bands have had quite a bit of activity lately.
Yeah, roger that. I've gotten to where I just enjoy turning it on and listening a lot, I'm getting there. I'm getting to that place, too. And I just met a fella down in Kansas on the 15 meter, 21 megahertz, talking with him, and he's giving me some more ideas. It's like every time I get on here and talk to someone, I get more ideas about what I can do on my end of it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about it. I don't know how many people have asked me, one, why I have my rotor where it is in my tower, and two, how does it work that way? So that's kind of what we do. People have different ways of putting antennas together or are in different configurations, and they're willing to share that information that might give somebody an idea of how to do things or maybe change theirs up a little bit. Again, by and large, people are more than willing to share information of successes or failures we had with different equipment and antennas there. Go ahead.
Yeah, roger that. It's been a blast, man. I'm enjoying it. Well, I know there's a ton of guys want to talk to you. And by the way, I want to mention Todd. He's got a pretty decent, there on your chat, he's got a pretty decent YouTube channel as well. So, anyway, it's nice to talk to you again, Randy. Thanks so much for picking me up, and good to see you again, my friend. 73.
Well, don't discount yours either. I've got yours saved as well. So I see what you've done as well, Dave. Again, I think that's a terrific thing, what we're all doing. We're all willing to share this, and I think it makes the hobby a lot more fun and interesting. At least that's my take on it. So, no, hey, I'm glad we could get a little quick chat there. And, like I said, I think later on it'll probably be even better. But, hey, congrats on the antenna. Doing good. I couldn't hardly pull you the first time, but whatever you did sure brought it around for sure. So, until the next time, as always, we appreciate you. We're glad you're out there, and we'd be more than happy, to do it again, of course. So we'll say 7-3s. Yeah, we have until the top of the hour. Then we'll have to shut it down if we don't have any more time. Kilo Mike 6, Yankee Sierra Sierra up in Idaho. Nice to hear you again, Dave. You take care, my friend. 7-3s.
7-3.
Okay, QRZ, we have any other stations? Please, we'll bring the beam back around, maybe some more on the East Coast here. K0, RWB, Randy in Kansas City. QRZ, any other stations, please?
Whiskey 8, Hotel India Oscar.
Charlie Whiskey. Okay, the Whiskey 8 station, I'm sorry, try it again.
Whiskey 8, Hotel India Oscar. Randy, please copy Wayne in Centerburg, Ohio.
Wow, I tell you guys in Ohio, what is going on? You guys are loud in Ohio. Hey, nice to hear you this afternoon, Wayne. Yeah, is it Reynoldsburg? Is that correct?
No, I'm in Centerburg. Centerburg. It's a geographical center of the state, actually.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, great. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just pulled the page up there and got it. My grid square is maybe off just a touch there, but no worries. Got you up there. Yeah, we didn't have any problems hearing you that time. Sometimes our fingers don't type quite as fast, but we've got you there now. There, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you've been sounding wonderful the whole time. The band is just fluctuating a little bit, not too bad, but you've got a nice sounding station. I was paying attention as you were rotating the beam, and I could see it drop just a little bit as you went toward Idaho. Now you're back to 10 over.
Yeah, it's interesting. Of course, it's the thing today is a hex beam. I've talked with several people, and on my particular one, it's pretty wide in the front. You don't have to get real pinpoint on people. The side rejection is pretty good. The rear rejection, not so much, but to me, it's a bonus because, where I'm sitting in central U.S., I'm either pointing left or right. And, for instance, I'm talking to Virginia, and then I hear my friend Dave in Idaho, so it's 180 off. On most traditional beams, you wouldn't be able to do that. Maybe that's good or bad, but this is a perfect application for me here in my QTH. And yeah, like I said earlier, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I checked into a couple of the hex beams, the different ones I've read on them, and there's more out there than I realized, and of course all kinds of comments. I have a Cushcraft M5AB. It's a small beam. It's a 3-element beam, and it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. If I'm dead on somebody, it comes up a little bit. I can do a 360 turn, and they don't go away. It drops, but they don't go away. So, I've never had a beam before, so maybe I'm expecting too much out of it. But I've heard a lot of good things about the hex beam.
Yeah, again, we've been very pleased with it, and you've been solid 20 over. We've had a few of those. However, our station in Virginia so far was plus 20, which is really, really unusual. And we're just going off what the estimator is showing us. But yeah, again, this is a little bit wide in the front. I'm pointed basically right at you. I could go to 45 or even 135 to Florida, and we'd probably still be okay. But yeah, there are some that are pretty narrow. The thing is, this doesn't have the largest amount of gain. It's about 5.5 dB. And there's other antennas that are probably twice that or even triple that. That's okay, though. I don't have to worry about a tuner. It's all resonant on every band I go to. So those things all add up. It was a great purchase for me.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I hate to say it, but I'm actually talking on a dipole. I've got a ZS6BKW. It's up 50 feet, and I find it to be quieter. And if I switch between the beam and the dipole, everybody comes in a lot louder. So, I have the beam, but I really kind of favor the dipole. It served real well. I talked to Italy and France here just today, and it was doing real well. And I can talk to either coast, so it doesn't seem to be extremely directional, and it does well for me without any of the technical stuff that the beam involves. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, again, you use what's going to work. There are days where a vertical will outperform a lot of other antennas or a dipole and what have you. I've got an inverted V on 40 meters. That is one of the most unusual configurations the way the arms are spread out, and it just works. I've got the point where I'm not going to mess with it. So as soon as I try to figure this stuff out, things change, and I said, you know what? If if it works, it works. The verticals work really good, and sometimes they don't. And beams will do their thing like they're supposed to. But there's a price tag associated with it. But it's really unusual, or very unique, I guess I should say. What really the essence, the core, what 100 watts in a wire can do for you.
No, absolutely. And you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that's come home a couple times here in the last few days. I tried to just make something a little bit better and made it worse and think, oh, why did I ever touch it? I don't know why I did that. So I've kind of got things back where they're working now, so I'm okay with that. So knowing that I'm doing that well coming to you, I would say I'm just going to leave my hands off of it.
Yeah, again, there's not a huge distance. I mean, the log are showing a little over 600 miles between us, a straight line. So again, the band is fairly short, but we've gone into Canada once. We're up along the eastern seaboard. We've been out to Idaho, been to Lamar, Colorado. I think anything west of us is a little early in the day. At least that's what it's been, for the last several months. So I guess there's little spots here and there where you can get in, but by and large, another hour or so, West Coast would really start to come in better for us here. But to me personally, anytime you come out here, you call CQ and people answer, it's just going to be a good day. I think anytime you can spend in front of the microphone is going to be great, especially when we've got winter and out here in front of us. We've got snow on the ground. What better way to spend the time than to be here on the air? We've run a little bit long, but the top of the hour we will have to be done. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I've enjoyed being out here also. I've got a place about 300 feet from the house. I built a big pole barn, and inside the pole barn I built a radio shack that it's all heated and comfortable, and all my equipment set up, so this is where I come spend time. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I sure appreciate you picking me up and the good words. Nice hearing you, and you got a good sounding station, so perhaps I'll see you a little bit further down the log.
No, I hope we do. Pleasure's all mine. Looks like first contact between us, Wayne Lisa. That's what my log is showing, which is surprising with the signal that you've got. Maybe it's just timing. You can never tell. Again, we do a little bit here on 20 in the afternoon, mostly 40 meters in the evening. We have a little bit more time, and in the evenings on 40 meters, we'll always have the channel up, or we always have our YouTube channel. We're live streaming now, of course, but we do that in the evenings as well. So, again, if you're curious to see how you sound, listen to our QSO. I'd say, hey, give a look and a listen. My channel's my call. You just go to the search bar on YouTube. All my videos are dated. They'll have today's date on it, and you're going to be the last one of the day, so you can go right to the end and fast forward there if you want. But, a terrific signal. The audio is really nice as well. And I had another station in Virginia a while ago that was 25 over, and I had the same comment. I'm surprised we've not talked before where the signals are, but, a lot of time it's just timing. So, well, listen, I do appreciate it, and, feel free to come back anytime that you hear me out here. I'd love a chance to continue the conversation, as they say. And I know there's no doubt there's other things to talk about between us. I have no doubt. So, but anyway, you get a chance to give a look and a listen to the channel, and hopefully you enjoy that if you get a chance to do it. I have as well. So, enjoy the rest of the afternoon. It's on a Thursday, of course. Have a good weekend. Hope you and yours are doing well and continue to do so. And we look forward to the next time. Whiskey 8 India, Hotel India Oscar. Just outside of Columbus, Ohio, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Wayne. Have a good afternoon.
All right, Randy. Thanks for picking me up, and I will go listen to that on the page. I've never heard what the audio of this radio sounds like, so I will do that. I'll enjoy that. All right. Thanks for picking me up. Enjoyed the QSO. This is Whiskey 8, Hotel India Oscar, Ohio, as in Ohio. We're clear.
All right, my friend. You take care. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, give a look and a listen. I think you'll enjoy it. Sorry, folks, we got to run. We've got a couple other items that are taking our attention from this point forward. Sorry we couldn't get into everybody, but glad we had a chance to talk to who we did. We'll be back again. Look for us on the live stream. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that. You don't have to subscribe, excuse me. But if you go to the channel, watch this one, hit the notification bell, at least you'll know when we're back out again. So anyway, this is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo Randy in Kansas City. We're going to be clearing QRT and the frequencies open to normal operations.
You're 25 over.
On purpose. No, I appreciate that.